stories that I did not want to make individual episodes about, but I thought it quite interestingly adds to a particular subject of maturity in faith and also doctrine within the church. The worldly aspects of what is actually creeping up in the church, and you see it all over the place. First example, Bishop Zondo has decided to do, surprisingly, his own version. His own version of Valentine's. Yeah, so I call it Valentine's. So it's a completely different thing. Yeah, they call it a black tie kingdom. I don't know what's going on over there, but it sounds weird already. I'm weirded out. And so they have an event for Valentine's. We don't know if this one is for money because there's a fee down there, 1,000. You could have just gone to the park and done pretty much the same thing. But I thought that's one part of the story that I want to add into this entire thing. But on top of that, there is this story that I saw on Cello's page where the Wesley Church, if you know the Wesley, they wear uniforms and them type of thing. One of their church members was appearing on Big Brother, and the girl, I guess she was not behaving as they thought she would. They actually had to go as far as actually withdrawing their support of her being there, particularly that particular theme that I just stated a little bit earlier on. The third part of this particular story, I sent myself pictures of it because it was just a weird one. This young lady that came out claiming to have taken herself on a holiday and the whole nine jazz. Hey, Kanti, the girls, she's a church girl. She's a church girl, and Kanti people spotted right behind her there was a foot of someone, and so people started talking about how why is girl lying about going on vacation when you know someone took you there? A church really does need, we don't need to revamp it, we need to really affirm what the doctrine is. It's the Reality Show, the daily Christian commentary videos. If it's the first time over here to be sure, check out some other videos that are down in the pinned comments. I'm going to check you out over there. So do leave this video a like, it will help it out in the algorithm. Now there's a verse that I want to read that will kind of address these particular subjects, right? First, before we actually even look at them. So before we come back here, let's go over to Romans chapter number 12. And this is what Romans says. I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your only reasonable sacrifice. If you do this thing, it will speak volumes of your faith, he says. And if you actually go further with it, it says, be not conformed, and this is the part that I really want to drill on that particular point. It says, do not be conformed according to the do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so a lot of times when people get into error, people tend to address, the church is this, the church's image is this. You can't twist a perfected image. The church is in perfection spot. Okay, that's where Christ put it. That's where it is. That's why he says he comes to fetch a church that is without spot. Now, he's not saying that the behavior of the people in the church will not reflect spot. He's saying the church that he redeemed is without spot. Why? Because that's the identity that Christ gave the church. So a lot of people try to attach that verse to the state of the church when Jesus comes. You're making a mistake. You see, man is in error. And the reason for those error is the body, this body right here. Actually, go to Romans chapter number 7. He addresses this particular issue. He says, though I want to do good, but evil is present with me. By evil is present with me, he means the body has its own tendencies of misbehaving. So we must be very clear on that because it will help people to understand how to walk their journey. He says, be ye not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove. So if you do this particular thing, you'll be able to prove that which is good and acceptable, perfect will of God. And he says, and I say this with the grace unto me, to everyone that is amongst you, not to think of himself more higher than he ought to. Because what happens is that there is this self-pride that is now very popular. It's been endorsed by self-love people, and they feel like self-loving means ignore everyone, which is where a lot of pastors are at. They are at ignoring everyone at the cost of their particular church branch. And so it creates a friction because it doesn't reflect this. Don't think more highly than you ought to of yourself. Now, let's start this particular subject with this one here. Okay? Bishop Zondo's private event, Black Tie Kingdom. I don't know why they had to add kingdom, because if you have black ties, it's already, it sounds that sounds dodgy. Why choose that type of a title? But the funny part is the pricing, is that this will cost people about $1,000 in order for them to come to the event. They could have gone to a worldly event that would have just required their presence and for them to buy a couple of drinks. And then this event, which is supposedly a church event, for couples particularly, okay, has this particular theme in it. Black Kingdom couple Valentine celebration. I thought Valentine's was in February. Now they've endorsed it also to be on thingy. So it's quite interesting to see churches adopting, not particularly church, adopting thingy. Now there's nothing wrong with a celebration of love in a commune environment. Like, okay, there's all of us, all couples together. Nothing wrong with that. But when it becomes a drag for financial gain, it becomes very questionable, particularly in this light. Now, someone would say, but Ricky, is it fine when worldly people do it? Is that this particular one is not being done at the time when we know Valentine to be. So for them to be just bringing up a Valentine event, it kind of brings up all kinds of questions. Now, the other two stories, the interest for me for both particular stories is because many churches have held up this image of self-benefit without considering the maturity of the people in the community or the people in their congregation particularly. You then have people, particularly mainly on that particular story right there. This lady there on a vacation thingy, church member thingy. You have them standing on the pulpit, okay? And then all of a sudden, they are on vacation with people not known to the church and thingy, while claiming all these things and lying to people and all that kind of stuff. It creates individuals who are very irresponsible to the people that are out there. We spoke about that young man, what's his name, Ghost Shubi, within the subject of what are you influencing? And then you have that, and then you ask the question, what are you influencing, madam, with your Valentine self thingy? All these people, these are all stories from the Valentine era, okay? So she wanted to show that she's so loved, and so, and then endorsing a thingy, and then all these stories came out, wow, Miguel is not even married, who's this one, who is at your thingy? Because people have taken on an image of something that is a lie rather than influencing others towards something that is. The Bible actually says, flee ye useful lust, okay? Rather be an example for the believers. But nowadays, since the leadership is lying, we might also engage. Because other people are doing it does not mean you should get involved in that, okay? So take on the teaching, but be careful of the tares that grow amongst the Pharisees thingy. He warns of the yeast within their dough there, is that their teaching contains a bit of poison that corrupts the whole dough. And that's example with this one. Now, the one who appeared on Big Brother, fascinating enough, if you actually go back to that story, the Wesley Church had to actually withdraw their support. They posted out this particular statement that they posted because the girl apparently was misbehaving on thingy. First of all, what is the girl doing over there? But if the doctrine is not trickling down from the top down to the average person, that's what happens, is that we end up as a church now endorsing. I said, let us congratulate so and so, one of our, Balisa is a member of the so-and-so church, join us as we wish her, blah, 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 so that because of her appearance over there, right? And later on, they were said to have withdrawn the statement because the girl's behavior while she was there was otherwise. Why? Doctrine must trickle from the top down. When churches adopt worldly mentality, that's what happens. It infects the whole dough. See, Zondo now they have to create their own version of Valentine. Yeah, this one is in March. This one is in March. And you might have gone to the other Valentine event that might have cost you another grand. Yeah, no, we also need the same for March. If you don't come, you know how he feels about people not coming to the events that he makes. It creates worldly mindsets being adopted into churches unnecessarily. Okay, fine. If they were saying that she had gone to a certain competition and whatnot, I'd absolutely understand. But the girl is appearing on Big Brother, a show that endorses strange immoralities. People that don't even know, people are just there busy shacking, just doing all kinds of things. They don't even know each other. And so your member goes to there. And then the church, y'all help your boy think on this one. The church is congratulating. How low is your standard of that? The church, guys, they even used their the word got up from local branch all the way to the big branch. So they said, no, we need to make a post. Our sister is appearing on Big Brother. How low is the standard when that is what we value the most? People are not even concerned about the mission of the church directly. They're now concerned about appearing on an immoral show like Big Brother. I wouldn't go to Big Brother. Like if they told me which yard Big Brother was, I'll make sure that I cross the road on the other side. At least you mistaken me to be at Big Brother house. Cross the road on the other side. Some days they don't even dress on Big Brother. They just do all kinds of, some days they even swap clothing, and it's just weird things. And in order for you to stand out, so that people love you and whatnot, you have to be mean to people, do whatnot, portray this. That's an image that a Christian wants to portray. And the church even makes a post, a special post. This is wonderful. Wow, help us. Congratulate. And why? The bar is extremely low. You see, it has gone from creating our own funny events like Zondo there to now lowering the standard for the people that are part of our church members. To a point where, let's not even go there. You know, the people that stood on the pulpit in the first church, the community had to vouch for them. So that's why when you see the appointment of a bishop, you'll hear them saying, this is the criteria. He must be a husband of one wife. He manages his household very well, blah, 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 blah. They name all these things. So now when you are there, influencer, lying to why? Because the last thing we want is a member of the community to walk into church and see you, who is a bad influence in the community, straight on the pulpit. That's why they had that, you know. Like I've stated, I've only been in one church where when they were electing a person into thinking, we had to vote, yes, this person is good. Good. Because we don't need you there when you're an irresponsible person. I've only been in one church where I've seen that system. Why? The bar is being pulled very low. It's now lower than low. We keep on recreating. We just recreating whatever the church has. A church is congratulations to our sister. She's a member. She's a member. She's a Big Brother, guys. With all the shenanigans that goes on at Big Brother, you know. We don't have anything. We don't have a church mission that we are doing right now. There's nothing else. This is the one thing we are extremely proud of. Having our member seen on Big Brother. Y'all are a joke, man. As the reality show with daily Christian commentary videos, the bar must stay up there. Because if you keep creating scenarios where that bar is now lower, you'll only create problems out of that. It's Ricky. Just there to share my thoughts on that. I don't know. Why do you want that? Why that particularly? Why that? That would be the question I would ask. There's nothing that represents your church than a person being on Big Brother. Y'all are joking.